Hello everyone, in today's video we shall learn about relational database. Relational database is really helpful in linking one database to another. In case you have one or more than one database and you have certain columns or a certain set of information that is related between one table to another. So in this case, relational database is really useful in linking one database to another because it will keep all your information intact and you can navigate between one database to another that is linked. So we shall take a look at how to do this. So let's get started. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in a database. A database can be anything. It can be a inline table, a board table, gallery, list, or a calendar and a timeline, or either inline or full page. It doesn't really matter. It can be any of these databases because all of these databases have the option called property, which we are going to be using to link two different databases. So to keep it simple, I'm going to use the inline table. So I'm going to go ahead and click on it once, and we have the inline table right here. So now I'm going to rename this as recipes. So I'm going to be using a recipe database and a weekly prep database. So let's go ahead and create another database, that is the table inline, and let's rename this to weekly prep database. So these are the two tables that we'll be using to link between one another. So I'm going to go ahead and rename this to a dish. Let's rename this to ingredients, and I'm going to keep the property type as multi-select, and let's rename this to measurements. I'm going to change this from text to multi-select as well, and last but not least will be prep time. Let's make that capital T, and changing the text to multi-select, or let's change this to single select because you don't really need to have like multiple prep times, Okay, so here we have it. This is our basic, and let's go ahead and put in some information. I'm going to type in toast because it is easy and it has like less ingredients. So let's go ahead and type in the ingredients. We definitely need bread for toast, and we need egg, we need milk, we need sugar, and cinnamon. Alright, okay, so we now have our ingredients. Let's go ahead and put in our measurements. Let's go ahead and do 1 egg and 1 TSP of sugar and 0.5 TSP of cinnamon. So the prep time, I'm going to give it as 5 minutes. So recipe 1 is ready. Basically the first dish is ready, so let's go ahead and put in our second dish so that we can move on to the next step. So I'm going to put in fried rice, and the ingredients for it would be egg, rice, salt, vegetables, soy sauce, vinegar. So now we have our ingredients. Let's go ahead and put in our measurements. I'm going to put half cup rice, then 3 cloves of garlic. Okay, I'm going to stop at that because I can keep going on. And for the prep time, I'm going to put it in 15 minutes just for prepping, because you can do the other things in like 2-3 minutes, right? Alright, so basically our table, the recipe table is done. You can obviously keep adding more recipes to it, but I'm going to stop at 2 because 2 is like a really good start to explain the entire relational database process to you guys. Okay, so table 1 is done, so let's go ahead and move to table 2. I'm going to rename the first column to weekday. Since this is obviously a weekly prep, so I'm going to put in Monday and Monday. Alright, so and I'm going to rename the second column to, what do I rename this to? A time, like the time you are going to eat the particular meal. Yeah, so this can either be breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Okay, let's go ahead and remove this. Yeah, so now we have both our tables ready, the recipes database and our weekly prep database as well. So I slightly made a small difference in the naming. I made it all caps because previously I had the same, or I should say similar tables with the same content, and I renamed it to not get confused when I'm linking the database. Alright, so let's go ahead and learn how to link one database to another. So to create a relational database, all you have to do is, similar to creating a new column, you just go ahead and click on this plus sign to bring up this pop-up dialog box, and you would definitely want to select one of these. So now if you just want everything in the same tabular column without linking anything, you would definitely be using the basic section. But since we are linking one database to another, we definitely want to be using this advanced section. And since it's the relation, we want to be using the relation option. Go ahead and click on it, and this dialog box will appear. So all you have to do is click on select database and type in. So I'm going to be typing in my tabular column. Since we are in the current weekly prep database, so we obviously want to be choosing the other database name, right? So it's right here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on it and hit create relation. So once this is done, you would get a small arrow mark, which basically means that you are currently linked to a certain database, but it doesn't really show up here, but it will show up once you have linked it to. So let's go ahead and rename this to, let's say, since it's recipe, so let's go ahead and rename it as dish. Alright, so now we have renamed it. So now let's go ahead and see how we can link our weekly prep to our recipes database. So all you have to do is click on this blank area. Since it is in the breakfast row, let's go ahead and click on toast and click outside. So once you have selected an option in the second database or in the first database, or when you're selecting in the first database, the second database would automatically get updated with the one that you have chosen. So in this case, I have chosen the weekly prep table. So I have chosen the toast. So it is currently in the row Monday, and Monday is, this is currently a block and it's a page also. So the recipes database also get updated with the page Monday. So it works like that. If one database get updated, the other one also get automatically updated. So let's go ahead and update lunch on Monday as well to, we have fried rice. So let's go ahead and click on fried rice, click outside, and there we go. The fried rice row also gets updated to Monday. So Monday we have the dish. For breakfast we have toast, and for lunch we have fried rice as well. So this is how you can create a relational database. And the other thing that you can also do is, let's say that you have the recipe table in another page and you just have the weekly prep on this current page. So all you can do is, like in case you want to look at the recipe, because if you just have the weekly prep database on the current page and you don't have much time to scroll back and search for the recipe database, so since it is linked, you can go ahead and click on the toast page and you get this pop-up box, you get the ingredients right here, but in case you want to view the entire page, you can go ahead and click on toast, and this dialog box, this page opens up. You can open it as a page, and you have everything right here. You have the ingredients, you have the measurements, whatever you have typed in here, you would get everything here. So that's pretty much it, which is really cool and really super efficient in your day-to-day life. This is just a simple example when it comes to weekly prep, but I'm sure that you can do much more than this. So yeah, I hope you learned something from this video and you found it helpful, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.